welcome back to my channel. I hope that you are doing well. So we are now on the 8th day of a 12 days of a scandalous Christmas story. I am super glad that you are here today. And we have just been going through, as you know, if you've been, following along the series, that we have been going through the past journey and looking at other scandalous stories that are other than 2024. Because this has definitely been a year of all scandals, and I don't think any of it's going to let up anytime soon. So it's been kind of interesting to go back a little bit into time and see if things were just as scandalous back then as they are now. And I don't know. It seems like over the years, things have just gotten so much more scandalous, if you could ever imagine it being so. But yeah, here we are nevertheless. So we are going to be getting into our next scandalous sharing, as we are going to be visiting the year 2018. And as you may see at some point, whether it's I don't know, past or coming into the play, because we still have a few more days left in the series. We have been in 2018 before, so we are going back there. So let's go ahead and check and see what kind of things for reference are happening in the year 2018. So it was shared to be that the #1 song was, well, God's Plan by Drake. The #1 movie was Black Panther. And the one of the most talked about celebrities was Ariana Grande. So yeah, that was some of the highlights of that were going on in the year of 2018. How was that year for you? Was it a good year? If it was, drop it down below. If it wasn't, don't worry about it. We won't go back too far. So for this particular sharing, I thought it would be fun to peruse an area in which it comes about from a celebrity who has been around for so long. She's actually an actress, and she actually, I don't know what her original start came from, but I know that she was in Dynasty for a really long time. And her name was Sammy Jo, I believe. And this is when I was a kid. So, but Dynasty and Falcon Crest and all those type of shows were everything. And the Colbys. Oh my gosh, the Colbys too. It was all a great series. All three of them, nighttime soaps like Dallas and all of that were just the rave back in those times. So that would be none other than Heather Locklear, who had really made a name for herself in that series and then continued on all the way until currently, actually. I just saw a movie with her, and it was a Lifetime movie about a few months ago, and she was really, really good. So that's one thing that she has never faltered in, is in her acting skills. I've really enjoyed pretty much all shows like Meryl's Place and stuff like that, and all the movies and that she has done over the years. Heather Locklear really is a really good actress. And she was a very popular one too. And if I'm not mistaken, wasn't she married to Tommy? I can't think of his last name right now, the rocker Tommy, the one that was married to that other girl that was on Baywatch. Can't remember that name either. So far ago, I guess. But yeah, these were, the times, right, of partying, having a good time, that she definitely ran in those circles. And it wasn't until later on it felt like that things started to take a toll for her, and not a positive way. So a lot of scandals started coming around Heather Locklear. It went from kind of just a situation here and there to really just ball out issues all the time, and arrests and everything else. And it really seemed like it definitely put a hinder on her acting career at that, maybe a pause for quite some time. And so to see her coming out of that and, coming back into her art is really fortunate for her, because not everybody gets the opportunity to resurrect her career, right? So yeah, let's go ahead and get into the scandalous story that was of 2018, and hopefully will be the last scandalous story that we will hear from Heather Locklear. Hopefully from here on out, it'll be nothing but good, positive things and blue skies, all right? So let's go ahead and get into that sharing, because in this, we can see that according to, now this article is coming from yahoo.com, Heather Locklear had got out of rehab just in time for Christmas 2018. Okay, so this is what it was sharing at that time. Now, the troubled actress was 58 at the time, had been in treatment following an infamous drunken breakdown and subsequent 5150 hold a month prior. She was busted for assaulting a police officer and a paramedic when they attended a disturbance at her home in June of 2018. Now, in August of 2019, the actress pleaded no contest to 8 misdemeanor charges of battery and resisting officers for incidents that occurred in 2018. Now, to avoid 2 months in jail, she agreed to spend 30 days in a residential treatment program and was placed on an informal probation for 3 years. Well, okay. I wonder if that's would that be considered light? Would that be considered, you know, normal for those types of situations? I guess one will never know, really, right? But yeah, so it looks like in Christmas time of 2018, Heather Locklear had gotten her new lease on life, and that was the opportunity, like so many don't get, but the opportunity to get herself into rehab, get through the rehab without jail time, by the way, after assaulting officers and everything else. Isn't that interesting? But yeah, that's how it goes sometimes. I guess that's how the cookie crumbles. But yeah, so that's what happened. And I guess she stayed pretty quiet over the few years as things subsequently after that, and now she's emerged into, back into acting. And like I said, she did a really great job on this Lifetime movie. It was actually based on a true story, if I'm not mistaken, and it was really, really good. And I don't remember the name of it, but it did come out this year. So if you're into Lifetime movies, definitely check it out. Simply just do a cold search, Heather Locklear Lifetime movie, and I'm sure you'll find it. So yeah, that was basically the reprieve that she got out of the scandal that came about for Heather Locklear. And just to share, she had been in and out of a lot of scuffles, it seemed like, over a good period of time. So, things really did took a toll on her for whatever reason. I'm not sure what precipitated the situation, but nevertheless, it was really good at all. And, hopefully these days she's doing much better. So yeah, next, I think we were going to go into one movie that actually is what would be considered, I think, a lifelong traditional happy-go-lucky go-to movie for Christmas. I tell you, one year it was a movie that was played on TV like over and over and over again. It had to be several nights during the season. It's like as soon as the Christmas season starts, this movie would be on. Now, I tried to watch this movie myself. I couldn't get into it. I was bored after the first 5 minutes. But, they kept saying, hey, look, this is the best movie of all times. It's the Christmas movie that everybody loves and everybody adores. And so you should be wanting to watch this, and you should be enjoying this. And this should be part of your fa la 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 time frame here in the season. But I just couldn't get into it. And boy, I did try. Maybe I'll try again in another time. I don't know. But I really just could not manage to get through the movie. And I think it's a pretty long one at that, or maybe just felt long. But, nevertheless, I guess a lot of people really did enjoy it. But yeah, there was still someone at least that didn't enjoy it either. So let's go ahead and see what that movie is. And yeah, what that comment was that wasn't so likable towards the movie, I guess. And it's A Christmas Story. Yeah, if you have watched this movie that has come on 1,000 times on TV, let me know down below. I would love to know if you enjoy it, and if this is a traditional movie for you that comes out every year. And it's probably running right now. I'm not really sure, unless it's ran its course. But is this something that you grew up with, watched, continued on the tradition? Did you enjoy it? I mean, I don't know. Is it really all that great? I mean, because like I said, I can't make it past the first 10 minutes of it. But yeah, so let's talk about what this individual said about it. It might be more than one individual and how they felt. Yeah, it was more than one. Now, this person says, hey, look, A Christmas Story, well, it's so boring. It doesn't offer any of the heartwarming, magical feel that's typical of Christmas movies, and I just really can't stand any of the characters. Now, that was a bit harsh about the not standing any of the characters. This is by Core 15, whoever that person is. And then another situation was A Christmas Story is not a good movie. It's just annoying and dated. I hate it so very much, and all of its dumb memorabilia. AG Panda, I should say Esquire. There's his AG Panda. So yeah, apparently not everybody was into the movie. Yeah, like I said, I couldn't get through it for the past 10 minutes. It was really difficult. But I'm always about giving second chances. So maybe I will try to do that at a later date, and we'll just have to see how that all wraps up. But because I don't have much information about this movie or anything other than it just plays every single year, I don't really have much to offer as far as anything of details of it. So if you are someone that actually watched the movie, enjoyed it, like it, let me know and throw it down below. Maybe you can share a little bit of the plot and all that good stuff, because clearly you would have been able to make it through the entire movie, and it maybe might be helpful for other people who are, wondering if they should check it out themselves. Now, understanding that people's thoughts about, what they like or don't like is relative to the person, right? But it's interesting when you get a collective of individuals who feel the exact same way. But I was just so surprised that it was towards one of the movies that seemed to be so beloved in the Christmas season. So it's good to know that I'm not the only one that just didn't get it, really. So yeah, I guess I will do it with this video. Another short one for you, but I'm so glad that you were here, and I am so excited about doing this series. And look, we are happening on 3 more days of the 12 days of Scandalous Christmas story. So yeah, it's been really fun just going back and jumping down into the past. So I definitely would love to know your thoughts about both of these sharings. The one is in regards to what your thoughts about Heather Locklear. Did you catch that movie that I'm talking about in the Lifetime? Do you like her as an actress? Did you watch Melrose Place? I mean, I would be glued to the TV. I was young at the time, but I used to love Meryl's Place. Oh my gosh, that was such a great movie, a great TV show. First it was 90210, and that was really good. And then eventually that, Melrose Place came after it and everything. It actually was a spinoff from 90210. So yeah, and then after 90210 did its thing, I want to say that 90210. Oh, I wonder if Melrose Place ended before 90210 did. 90210 was like a 10-year thing, right? And I think, no, I don't really remember. But I think Melrose Place was on for like 5 years or so, maybe longer, but it was really good. And I quite enjoyed it. I know a lot of people's careers spun off from that for sure. So yeah, that was, the early, late 90s, mid 90s, late 90s, early 2000s, right? Those were times to be had. So yeah, with that, I think I'm going to bid you adieu for this video. I thank you so much for being here. And of course, if you are new here, definitely hit the subscribe button if you haven't had an opportunity to just yet. And be a part of this family, be a part of the community. I would still love to have you. I thank you so much for all of your viewing and listening support, for all of you that have been hanging out with me and just being part of the family already. I so really do appreciate that, as always. I love to know what's going on with you for the holidays, and are you kind of winding things down? I know everybody's checking their list over and over again, making sure they've got everything in place if they're going to be doing certain things, events and activities and all that good stuff. So yeah, let me know how you're doing down below. And also too, if you have any idea or thoughts of things that people can do for the celebrating time of Christmas that it may be different than just opening gifts and stuff like that. Maybe locations, places, things to do, lights, places to go see, anything like that would be great, to drop down in the comment section and, to share. I would love to see that myself. Have you been in any tree lighting ceremonies this year? I know that typically happens after Thanksgiving, right? Like the day after, something like that. I obviously did not get a chance to get to one this year. And maybe next year that luck will change for me. But yeah, definitely, if you've been doing any kind of events or anything like that, share it down below. It'd be really nice to see the kind of things that people are doing and getting into this year for those who are actually, participating in all those fun things. So yeah, but with that, I think again, I will bid you adieu. You take care, be blessed, and I will see you tomorrow. So make sure you have your notification bells on so you don't miss my uploads tomorrow. And yeah, I will see you for day 9. With that, you take care. Bye.